sound speeds. In this video, I'm going to speak with you very candidly about why I don't do headphone reviews and why I don't think you should trust them. Now, let me start off by comparing them for a second to microphone reviews. If I have a microphone and I am trying to show you how it sounds and I speak into it, I take it farther away, I turn and rotate it off axis, I go over the accessories it comes with, I start tapping on it to let you hear the resonance, I demonstrate the self noise, I do all these different tests and you can share with me in whatever experience and environment you want to. If you have studio monitors because you have a recording studio, if you have really high quality headphones, if you have really garbage headphones, if you listen on your phone, in your car, whatever you happen to do, by me producing a video where I talk into the microphone, I am leveling the playing field. It is up to you to determine how you listen to it. If you're listening on your headphones at home, you're going to get a pretty good idea of how that microphone would sound with your headphones and on your setup. Now, granted, if you did use cheap headphones or cheap IEMs, inner ear monitors, and you wanted to have a better quality headphone, and you decide that you don't like the sound of a certain microphone, and then you get high quality headphones, and you're like, well, I'm going to try again. And then you listen back and say, wow, it sounds so much better now. It didn't sound good before because it was garbage headphones. Now, let's take that mentality for a second and turn it into headphones. Can I listen to something and share with you the experience I'm having? Now, I know that there are people that will review headphones and they'll say, yes, I think it's great. And if you use high quality headphones, I'm going to simulate the way it sounds by putting it on a head with two microphones in the ears, and I will let you hear it. That is not a valid way to do a comparison, in my opinion. Because let me ask you this. Do you have any kind of hearing loss? Do you have presbycusis, for example, which is hearing loss over the years? Well, what is your ear shaped like? If you use over-ear versus on-ear headphones? What if you use IEMs? What if you just listen to everything in your car? If you listen to it in your car and someone is doing a modeling representation of the way the headphones sound on one of those heads with, the ears, do you think you're going to get an accurate representation of how those headphones sound from your car? What if you put your cell phone into a glass cup, and then you listen that way because, hey, it magnifies the sound. That is, if your phone is small enough this day and age to even get into a cup anymore. But if you do that, are you getting an accurate representation of the way that those headphones are being modeled? No. So I can, unless I'm going to send the same pair of headphones out to every one of my viewers and say, listen to my reviews on this particular headphone set, because I've modeled these headphones that I'm going to be reviewing to be listened to my videos by using this particular pair of headphones. Even then, it's not going to be accurate. The reason why is because not all headphones are made the exact same, just like microphones. Your frequency response will be based on the prototype, but slight manufacturing errors or just in the manufacturing process as a whole is going to mean that it's not going to be perfectly accurate to the specifications of the original. Not at all. It's going to be close, and it might be plus or 2 dB along certain frequency ranges, but there's also no guarantee that the headphones aren't blown out, or that the thing you plug into is going to be clean enough to accurately represent it. If I plug into my cell phone, it's not going to be nearly as high quality as if I plug into my Sound Devices Mix Pre 6. There's no way to level the playing field for all listeners. So if you try to do headphone reviews, what are you going to do? Well, that was the question that I faced in the very first video I ever did. That was a review on sound speeds. I reviewed these headphones. And it seemed like a much easier idea until I got the headphones, started listening to them, and said, you know what? I'm going to review these things. Now, how do I review them? How can I level the playing field so that it's the same way for all my viewers and listeners? Well, the only thing I could think of to do would be to put on music and to put on some voice stuff that I was familiar with and to basically talk about the way it sounded to me. I mean, I guess at work, people are telling me that they like that review style, but I mean, at the same time, what if I don't have very sharp hearing? What if I am have a predisposed, notion that if it's not detailed, I don't like it. I like detailed microphones. I like detailed headphones. Well, my opinion does come into play in reviews, but at the same time, what if I don't have the ability to hear high frequencies and the headphones are ideal for listening to high frequencies, but I can't hear them? I'm going to be like, well, I mean, they're only okay, but they might be outstanding at high frequency reproduction and I can't even hear it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into making reviews, but if you cannot share the experience with me, how can I possibly accurately review it for you? Sure, I mean, I can do a camera review and I could say, well, here is how it looks. This is the dynamic range on a test thing. This is how the preamp sound if you want to plug into a microphone. This is how it deals with low light. Here's how it deals with long exposure. Here's how it does with all these different characteristics. Just like with a microphone, I can put it through different, I can scream into it if I want. People love it when I scream into mics for some reason. There's all these different things that go into making videos, but how do you possibly do a video when people cannot share the experience with you? That's a headphone review. So if there's not really a good way, then how can you accurately review it unless they want to take your word for it? However, then you have the question of, if I were to say, you know what, I really love these headphones, definitely get them. Use my affiliate links down below. And that way that I get a percentage of the commission from referring you there. You going to trust me? Just like a lot of times people say, if I say, I was sent these for free, so you should definitely buy them. A lot of people don't like that either. They'll say, oh, you know what, if you were sent it for free, you're going to be biased. That's quite possible. I mean, you can't tell if someone's biased or not. What you have to do is rely on what you believe if you watch somebody for a long time. There are reviewers that will say pretty much whatever they feel will generate a sale. I don't like to associate with those people and I don't like to watch their videos because I don't get any value out of them. To me, when someone just says, oh, you should buy this thing and you should use my affiliate link so that I get credit for it, you know what? I understand people wanting to make money, but that's not the way to do it. By me trying to sell you something, you already got the item for free. Okay? If you wanted to do that review, you got the item for free. You're basically paying the company back in exchange for doing that review by releasing a video that you didn't release that video for the manufacturer. You simply produced the video for the manufacturer in exchange for the free product, but you produced that video for your audience. Yeah. So if I'm producing a video for my audience, I'm wanting to present accurate information and valid information so that way my audience can trust me. How can I possibly review? And this is a question to you, and if you know the answer, please write it in the description. How can I accurately share something sound related with you if you cannot experience it as well? There's no way to level the playing field. So if I put on a pair of headphones you've never heard before, I can model them, sure. But if you're listening on a very detailed pair of headphones, they may sound harsh. Or if you're listening on some headphones that are very bass heavy, like old school Beats, you may say, wow, you know what? This sounds very smiley face like. There's no way to level the playing field. All headphones have their own frequency response curves, and you can't ever trust them, to begin with, because there's differences of manufacturing, in manufacturing process. So how can I possibly do this? If you know the answer, by all means, tell me. Because aside from simply talking about the quality of it, showing the features, how you can actually unplug and plug back in the headphones whenever you want to, and now I'll never get them back in. But if you want to be able to do something like that and demonstrate features, by all means, you can do that. This, like I said, oh, there it goes. I just wasn't doing it right. It was my fault. But if I can't demonstrate the features to you, then that's one thing. But I can demonstrate the features to you, but what I can't do is I cannot share the experience. So, if you have any ideas on how I can share the experience with you in headphone reviews, tell me about the headphone reviews you actually believe. Or if you're not, go and find some headphone reviews, listen to them, and tell me if you think they really are going to sound that way in the reality. Because if I listen to a headphone review for Sony MDR 7506s, those are pretty bright headphones. If I listen to that review on Sony MDR 7506 headphones, it's going to sound doubly bright if they do a modeling demonstration. It's not going to accurately represent it at all. So tell me, what do you think? Because I don't know an accurate way to do headphone reviews. So in my opinion, I would say headphone reviews are not something you can trust. I mean, change my mind on this one. But until then, thanks for watching Sound Speeds, and be sure to tune in the future for more tips, tricks, my opinions, and of course, sound advice. Have a question you'd like answered or want to add something? Be sure to write it in the comment section down below. You can also make a suggestion for future topics of discussion. Again, comment section down below, or you can email me at soundspeeds@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future sound advice.